So the money that's in Scientology is basically in downtown real estate holdings all throughout the country and a number of other states. Like it is, it's a real estate scam. It's a tax shelter. It's, you know, another avenue to launder some money and some kids and wield some influence, maybe a little bit of perceived power. But it, and they do kind of have their own like intelligence service sort of thing. And
Right.
so they can trade in information and they're valuable in that way. But in terms of actual power, no, they're fucking around with actors mostly.
Right.
You know, they got a chunk of fucking Hollywood and like the narcissist that Joel Osteen couldn't rope in.
Ugh. So they're kind of like, I would say they were probably more of a distraction, but a kind of like a money making for ourselves kind of distraction. Whereas, who are the real players though? In your opinion, who do you think is really running the show?
So I mean, Johnny Vedmore is probably more right than anybody wants him to be when it comes down to the whole like bloodline families and banking cartels. Um, there's a certain amount of concentrated wealth that is still within royal families and still within the city of London and still within the Vatican and still in Washington, D.C. These are nationless city states unto themselves within countries. Um, he can go into the actual living family members way better than I can, so you should check out his work on that. But I mean, I can tell you what, you know, who their bagmen are, because we talk about them all the time.
Right.
And that's, you know, the ghouls at the World Economic Forum. That's the people that are managing and holding, you know, the deep sea mining contracts, like Mark Benioff, who just stepped down as CEO of Salesforce. But I mean, you know, these are the primary drivers of Western policy. And then in China, there are 8 immortal families that all get to be capitalists. All of their progeny get to be capitalists. They all get to own fucking everything, and they are beyond the Chinese Communist Party. And Xi Jinping is a, you know, central planning manager. That's what communism effectively is just a massive central planning on a fucking inherently murderous and corrupt scale.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, I always thought like that it was like a family type thing where different old families, old money were kind of like, you know, pulling the strings, and all these other fools, these wannabes or whatever, these puppets have been the ones that are actually been making the shit happen. I've listened, like I said, I watch your show practically every day when I can. When I'm, look how humble, I'm precious. That's just sweet. I never heard you say "aw." It was a rare moment of humility and humanity from Stevie P.
Really? Is that how it comes off, man? Because like I kind of feel like I don't know.
You're a sweetheart. You're a good person. You're pretty rough around the edges, and I like people like that. Some people, they don't, you know, they can't deal with their truth just, you know, smashed in their face like that. But I'm like, okay, you know.